Hey guys, it is Allison Creamer here, and today we are with Judith Soule. Today's podcast is, we're going to touch on photography, and mainly because I think this is an industry that, very much like mine, people are really looking at all these filters and tools and some do-it-yourselfer types of things, and I think Judith can bring a fresh perspective to why hiring a professional photographer is a great idea. And we're also going to talk about your passion. I think people like to hear good, passionate stories, reasons why people got into the industry. So, Judith, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super stoked to be here.
Super stoked. You're an 80s girl, aren't you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Showing my age.
Well, so your brand is called Fresh Look.
Yes, Fresh Look Photography.
Fresh Look Photography. Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit about how you got started, what drew you into the realm of photography, because that's a very competitive type of industry with all the online applications that people now use, and they think that they are photographers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get that with like LegalZoom, and I'll go to Zillow and price my house, but...
I mean, with the advent of selfies, like, why do you need to hire...
Well, there goes my Apple Watch. Sorry, people.
No, I was just going to say, with the advent of selfies and selfie sticks and tripods, why do you need to hire a photographer?
Yeah.
But I know for us, I actually got started back in 2009 is when the official launch of my business was. And I'd love to say that it was because I just had this deep burning passion to create beautiful pictures and have wonderful clients, and that's all wonderful, and it is. It's a good reason to get into it, but it wasn't my reason. My reason for getting into photography was really desperation. It was
pain and pleasure.
Absolutely.
You were moving away from pain.
Absolutely. I think when at that point I was going through a pretty terrible divorce, and my ex was it just wasn't a good place for us. So for me, it was either I needed to make my part-time photography hobby into a career, or I would have to put my babies in daycare for like 10 hours a day and get a real job. And so I said, you know what? The whole reason that I wanted to be a mom was so that I could raise my kids. So that, that was the choice that I wanted to make. So for me, like I said, it was desperation. I either needed to make photography work, or I needed to go get a real job. And so it was definitely tough. But so starting in 2009, like I said, that's when I claimed the start of my business. I did a wedding for my friend Amy, and God bless her and Cody. Guys, I love you. But they trusted me to take pictures at their wedding. I didn't know what I was doing. As far as taking wedding pictures, I knew what I was doing with the camera, but not as far as wedding pictures. And that was definitely...
There's a talent.
Oh, yeah. That is something you either love it or you hate it. And God bless people who do newborn photography, because that is also you love it or hate it. I cannot do newborn photography. Weddings are my jam.
Yeah.
But that first wedding was a little stressful. So, but anyway, everything kind of took off from there. And
so they were your catapult, your promoters, and
absolutely.
People loved the product once you had finished. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And so stayed part-time for about 2 years. And then the end of 2011, I took my business full-time, and haven't looked back since. So,
I love those stories. I love them. I tell the story, 9/11 was my turning point. I was sitting on a desk saying, whoa, life could go pink in a second. And I was actually cutting commission checks at Rose & Womble. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be an agent. I'm going to make this just like you. It was, I want a future. And where I want to go with this is I want the listeners to understand that it didn't happen overnight.
Oh, God, no. There was a lot of crying.
And a lot of dedication.
And a lot of dedication, absolutely.
Yeah. And you probably missed some, fun opportunities of things that you wanted to go do because you had to commit to your business.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure part-time was still full-time hours.
It was just
part-time money.
It was part-time money, full-time hours.
Yeah.
And for us small business owners, it's not 40 hours a week and then you clock out. It's like 140 hours a week.
It is. People ask how I do what I do. I said, well, I plug in 20 minutes here and 30 minutes there. And, I'm up at 5 a.m. before I even walk out the door. I've done half a day's of work before anybody else is even waking up. I don't know why I can't go to the gym and do that. So you had basically some trauma that was happening in your life,
Absolutely.
and you needed to move away from that, and,
Yes.
and something kicked on in your brain and said, you know what? I'm going to commit. I'm going to make this happen. That's a great story.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people need to understand that they can take their passions and dreams and turn them into a reality.
Yes.
But they can't expect to happen overnight.
Yes.
And they can't give up.
And I think for me, one of the things is that when I started out, I was not the best photographer. I was not even a good photographer.
I've always been an amazing real estate agent.
Right. But when I started out, it didn't matter what the quality. I mean, they were, of course, they were good pictures, but I think the thing that motivated me is that I wanted it more than a lot of other photographers. I needed to do so many sessions, to take so many pictures, to make a certain dollar amount. Otherwise, I literally would not be able to put food on my kids' table.
So how did you find your clientele? Did you do shows and ventures? I mean, was it just the old school way of marketing?
It was the old school way of marketing.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, a lot of word of mouth. I really focused, one of the things I feel like I do well is that I really focused on my clients and making them feel special and, treating them to just spoiling my clients. And that, I think, that is money well spent.
Yeah.
That you
let them know they are the
shows.
most important.
Absolutely.
What they want is the most important thing. And I always say that in sales is if the top person who's the seller will say the start of the food chain focuses on everybody below them, they only rise up.
Absolutely.
If they focus on themselves, they put pressure on everybody below them, and it doesn't work.
Right.
I learned that from Tupperware. Believe it or not,
Tupperware.
20-something years ago, I was a Tupperware agent. And,
oh, wow.
And that was pretty much what the philosophy is focus on what your goal for your client is.
Absolutely.
Ask them what they want.
That client experience.
Mm-hmm. And it makes all the difference in the world, because ultimately the side effect of great listening skills and giving what they want, you end up getting what you want.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So what would you say your style is? Do you have a name for your style?
I do.
You do?
It's, so I'm a hopeless romantic at heart, my poor husband. But I would say our style is light and bright and romantic, and I want genuine, warm, real pictures, whether I'm shooting an engagement session or a family session or a wedding or whatever it is that we're photographing. I don't want those fake cheesy smiles.
Right.
I would rather,
like the Sears.
Yes. No, that's bad.
Glamour shots, girl.
Glamour
I have a glamour shot with a red boa.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know, I'm showing.
Real, genuine smiles. That's what I want more than anything, because if you have a fake smile in your picture, that is the only thing you're going to notice when you look at that picture. Every time you look at it, you're going to be like, oh, I wish so-and-so was really smiling.
Yeah. So it sounds like you try to have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
At your
fun
sessions.
Fun is my big, I genuinely believe if it's not fun, we shouldn't be doing it.
So
Truly.
what's your favorite area to shoot? Is it, the seaside? Is it, in the woods? Do you have a favorite
I'm from
location?
Virginia Beach, born and raised, so I'm a beach baby. Give me sand, give me salt water. That is my happy place.
Yeah.
But there are lots of beautiful places here in Hampton.
I found a
to take
beautiful
pictures.
walkway through Lake Lawson.
Yes.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I had no idea those
I love
trails
Lake
were back
Lawson.
there.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
it's beautiful.
And you could get water shots, so
right
you
on
could
the
still
dock.
bring. Exactly. I'd never known that was out there. And
Yeah.
of course, Seashore State Park is always beautiful.
Yep.
And then we have actually, my husband and I go fishing over off of near Bubba's Marina. There's an area that you can walk out there, and I saw some people taking.
Absolutely.
I think there's
over off is that near? I'm trying to think.
It's off the Shore Drive and going up towards the Lesnar
I know
Bridge.
exactly where you're talking
so all
about.
of y'all trying to find great areas to take those photos.
I got you.
She's got you.
Yep.
She's got everyone nailed down.
And one of the things that I do for all my clients is when we first start talking about a session location, I ask them, what is your family style? Are you beachy people? Are you urban cityscape people? Are you romantic downtown historic homes? What's your style? And then once we kind of hash that out, then I will send them pictures from sessions that I've done in the past, so they can get an idea what their session might look like. Because
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's hard to visualize. Like, I want a beach session. Well, what's that going to look like?
Right. Is that water or is it dunes?
Right. Exactly.
Is it seagrass or
a pier? Right.
pier.
Exactly.
That's true. And it's amazing how many different views you can get just in this one little city.
Yes.
I mean, you can look like you're in the mountains.
Absolutely.
All the way down to the ocean front,
Yep.
and there are some beautiful locations. So, well, we're going to have all of your website information because I really want people to be able to take a look at your style. I do think photographer choice is very personal.
Yeah.
And so you've got to make sure that your style meets the photographer's style. But I'm sure I was looking through your photos, and I mean, you kind of have a nice spread of you can see your theme, but you can kind of gauge all different types of styles. So I'm sure there's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Just not newborns, right?
No, not newborns.
Unless mom and dad is holding them.
Babies are super cute and adorable, and I love them, but I don't want to take your picture.
You're not is it, Ann Geeds?
Ann Geddes.
Ann Geddes,
no,
photographer?
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm like Jose Vier, Jasmine Star.
That's awesome. So what is your turnaround time? If somebody wanted to book you and then get their photos, what's a rough estimate?
I mean, no more than a week.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's for, typically it's between 3 and 5 days for portrait clients and a week for wedding clients.
Very nice.
You'll have all your pictures back.
Well, is there any last comments that you want to share? Any of that, what we call it, the 30-second elevator pitch towards the end. But I suggest that if you are listening to this on a podcast, you go back and click the show notes, take a look at her photographs, because I'm sure there's something in there that you would love for your family.
Absolutely. And I just want to say thank you again so much for having me. I keep saying us because my husband and I actually work together when we do weddings.
Oh, so love you, honey. I don't think I could work with my husband.
Oh, no, he's wonderful. I think everybody should have an Eric. That's my husband. He's my bag boy, and he really kind of keeps me from stressing out. But I know for us, like, we really focus on weddings and families and couples. That is what brings us joy. And I think we really do a good job serving our clients and making sure that they have pictures that really capture who they are and who their family is at each stage of their life. Yeah. I love being able to have those clients come back year after year and getting to know their families and know their kids and see how they're growing. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. I hope what people take from this episode, not only can they hire you as a photographer and get their family portraits done, I'm sure there might still be a little bit of time for some of these end of year things, or maybe January cards. Yeah. So, she's still available for some time slots. But really what I want people to take from this is, if you have a dream and a desire, if there's something that is weighing on you that you think you can turn into a career, seek it out, work hard, know that it's not going to happen overnight, but just keep at it. And that's the American dream. That's what we all want for our lives, is to not be, under somebody's thumb 9 to 5, feeling like you're not going anywhere. So I think you're an inspiration, and I think it's a wonderful story, and I definitely hope it inspires, one, people to call you so that you can do some portraits, but two, also maybe inspire somebody to seek out their dreams.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that is holding you back is you. Like,
absolutely.
Any obstacles or limitations that we may feel like we have, it is because we place them on ourselves, and I truly believe that. And if you want something badly enough, you will get it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Well, I don't know how long this will air, but have a great Christmas, because we're right in the month of December.
Hooray! All right, I'll talk to you soon.